John Beilein and the Wolverines were tired of alternating wins and losses. They knew they had to keep pace, and they had to hold serve to do so. Michigan still right there in the thick of the Big Ten championship race. Now 9 knockouts in conference play thanks to a killer performance against the Fighting Illini. Welcome to Inside Michigan Basketball. The coaches joined us, and what a complete win it was against a very good Illinois club.
It was really a team win all the way, that we were able to do a lot of things in this game that we've been, as a team, I mean, pick each other up. Guy has a foul trouble, well, Evan Smotrich comes in and makes shots. Tim gets in foul trouble, Matt Vogrich comes in and makes shots. Zach Novak, Stu Douglas, I don't care how many points they score. Everything they're doing out there is so at such a high level basketball IQ. So we just sort of blended it all together, came away with a W.
Talk a little bit about Smotrich first. Here's a guy who has really struggled with his shot, only played 13 minutes against Nebraska, scoreless, didn't even take a shot. Somehow he found the confidence against Illinois. How does that happen?
You know, he was having fun the whole week of practice. I just saw a different Evan this week in practice. And what part of his issue may be his incredible success earlier in the year. You just don't have double-doubles like that. You don't shoot 50% from three. Nobody shoots 50% from three for a long time. So once he started missing, then you lose a little bit of your edge and confidence. He got that back today. That was obvious.
Tim Hardaway was a guy who also struggled with his shot, yet he found a way to make a difference in other ways, defensively, getting other guys involved. Against Illinois on Sunday afternoon, 5 of 9 from the floor, double-digit performance against them.
I love a couple of the assists he had. He had great assists where he saw the floor. We really just tried to do team things today. Don't put too much pressure on yourself. I got to make a play for the team. Nobody's doing it for themselves, but they're trying to do it for the team. But it's not the right play. It would be like in baseball, Matt, you go, I got to hit a home run. If you don't get a pitch to hit for a home run, you're going to ground into a double play. If you don't have that play, make the next play, wait till your next at bat. And we sort of had that mentality today.
Your defense was so very good. Myers Leonard, folks, 7'1", 245-pound sophomore, an absolute towering force inside. The previous 2 games had averaged 20 points per game, shot 77%. You got him in early foul trouble. How important was that?
Well, it's big. He got J-Mo in foul trouble, but we got him in foul trouble. I mean, Zach, Matt, we had on scouting report exactly what could happen on that out-of-bounds play. Matt Vogrich was right there waiting for him, and it was a huge play for us just to get him out of that first half, because we couldn't get any space on him with him in there. So now he's going to play a little bit different with 2 or 3 fouls in the second half, and Jordan Morgan did a wonderful job when he was in there. But Evan Smotrich was great both offensively and defensively.
You forced them to turn it over 13 times, and you cashed in for big points. You also are a team that had 21 points off your bench. We talked about Smotrich, but overall, that balance was really important.
Yeah, between Smotrich and Vogrich, that's big for us, because our starters aren't always going to have good games. They need rest. So Matt's got such a tremendous-looking jump shot, we just haven't seen it in games. And with his effort at Nebraska, where he hit 3 in a row, and then today hitting 2, it's big for us. I can hear it. As soon as he gets it, everybody's rooting for him. When Timmy's first shot went in, everybody was rooting for that to go in. When Evans the fans love these guys, I sense. And they're always rooting for them right now to get it going. Because once they get it going, we're a really good team.
Your club, to be able to have that type of success, to have that type of shooting and have that type of contribution off the bench, what does that do for a coaching staff? And how do you stay with a guy when he has struggled the way some of those guys have?
It really, you got to know, they're young men. It's a 31-game schedule. And there's going to be ebbs and flows in the season that you got to just stay positive and stay persistent with it. Just stay the course. You've done this before. A guy like Timmy, a guy like Evan, Matt Vogrich, how many 3-point shots have they hit? Same like foul shooting. You just got to stay with it and don't let them think about just this little adversity they're facing. Think about all the success you've had. You're at Michigan. There's a reason why. You can really shoot the ball, or you can really pass the ball, or you can drive. Right? Now just go and do it. Once it happens, it's over.
You haven't lost back-to-back games all season long. We've talked about that on this very program, but you hadn't won back-to-back games since mid-January. How important was it to get that type of momentum?
I think it's given a lot of the schedule that we faced. We really had a difficult schedule, so playing 500 ball during that time was actually, it wasn't great, but it could have been worse. But now just to get back home again, go get the road win at Nebraska, and then beat an Illinois team that certainly could have beat us today. It's just big for us to now have a week. We won't prepare for Ohio for a week, Matt. We'll prepare for Ohio for 2 days. We'll prepare for ourselves and get rest and lift weights for 3 days just to get ourselves back so that when we attack the end of the season, hopefully we have the right strength, we have the right rest, we have the right timing.
15 consecutive wins now at home for John Beilein and the Wolverines, but it started out with a road win. When we come back, we'll talk about how Michigan got the week kick-started in the right direction in Lincoln, Nebraska against the Cornhuskers next.
21 points.
21 points off the bench.
Right.
Unbelievable.
Right, and we scored 71. That's huge to have that type of ammo coming off the bench. Great job. So this was as good a team win as we've had because we had all kinds of stuff going on. Foul trouble, foul trouble, foul trouble in the first half, foul trouble. Right, we didn't play our smartest game. Right, we threw the ball to the crowd and we had really dumb fouls. But you just kept playing through it. One difference we had that we saw earlier in the year, we did not hang our heads. We kept positive and kept moving on to the next play. Huge in a win like that. We're at 19-7, right? 19-7, 9-4.
9-4, coach.
9-4.
Right out later.
And we're just getting started. We're just getting started because I think we clearly understand what it's going to take to really be champions.
It was nice to see Smotrich and Tim Hardaway find some consistency with their shot today, wasn't it?
Really nice. You know, when we got those two guys clicking, you know, we're very dangerous. You know, it was just really good because I know that, you know, they've been struggling lately, and you know, sometimes you just need to see the ball go in the basket. So that's encouraging.
What was different here tonight? It looked like a lot more comfortable.
Yeah, shots fell. I was able to finally get some shots to drop, and that definitely helped my confidence. And I mean, I thought we did a great job on offense, executing. Guys got me open shots.
A lot of balanced scoring. You like games like that, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, we got a bunch of guys who can score in a variety of ways. It was nice to see everyone really shooting well today.
Nice to get out of that, you know, win one, lose one, win one, lose one type of string. You put together back-to-back wins for the first time in a while. That feels good, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely. You know, if we want to get where we want to go, then, you know, we're going to have to go on a little streak. So get 2 in a row, it feels good.
Inside Michigan Basketball is brought to you in part by Absol Pure Water, delivering quality bottled water since 1908. And by State Farm, for auto, home, life, and banking. Get to a better state.
This new AT&T 4G LTE is fast.
There is a time for everything. There is a time and season for everything. And it's really appropriate, Coach, you talk about today is a day for this team. I'm telling you, the time is now for this team to move forward, all right? Don't wait. And another thought, and I'll leave it with this. Don't wait till the last game of the year. Would you stand up, Zach, Stu, Corey? Don't wait for the last game of the year to lay your hearts out for these guys right here. The time is right now. The sense of urgency, the sense of urgency needs to be right now. Lay it on the line here in Lincoln, Nebraska, so we can get this thing done here tonight, all right?
Michigan in their road blue with the maize and white trim. Nebraska in the home white with the red and black trim. Now to Morgan, pivots at the top of the key, hands to Novak, open for 3, takes it and buries it.
Great shot by Zach Novak.
Burke aggressive in the lane, back outside, Novak for 3, yes! And Zach Novak scores his 1,000th career Michigan point, the 48th Wolverine ever to do so.
A lot of my points have come off wide open threes that, you know, other guys have set up, and I've just, you know, dropped in the bucket. So, I've been very fortunate in my time in Michigan. Just some of the players that I've gotten to play with, you know, it's been special. So, you know, when I'm older, yeah, I'll probably look back on it and say, yeah, it was cool, but it won't be the first thing that I remember when I think back on my time here. You know, I'm going to think about the wins we had, you know, the guys that I played with, and, you know, really just all the people I met, and it's been good.
Outside for Burke, 10 to shoot. Nice crossover, fires for 3. Money. What a shot by Trey Burke. Burke, another duck-in pass for Morgan, who kisses it home off the glass. 2 layups in a row for Jordan Morgan. Behind the back dribble. Inside Morgan, in one motion, lays it up and in. 3 field goals for Jordan Morgan in the half. All layups. Left side for Hardaway. Hardaway drives middle of the lane, finger roll. Oh, and it crawled down. Nice play by Tim Hardaway. A nice bounce pass from Novak for a lay-in for Hardaway.
That's when you know guys are on their game.
Even though I'm not knocking down shots, I know I could do good things to help my teammates out to try to get wins. And, you know, I just try to make a conservative effort of going out there and just playing defense, taking charges, just trying to give us extra possessions on the offensive end, and just do whatever I can to help this team out. And, you know, I felt bad about the Michigan State game because I felt like I didn't do that enough. And, you know, my teammates, Zach, Stu, Trey, J-Mo, they all did a great job of just talking to me and just calming me down.
Burke slinks his way inside, kicks it out. Novak, touch pass Vogrich, wants the three, got the three. Top of the key, Matt Vogrich, left side Vogrich, open, another three, and another make. Matt Vogrich has found his range. Vogrich, another three from the top of the key.
How about that?
Matt Vogrich, wow.
Coach mentioned something when I was on the bench. He said he had a feeling Vogrich was about to hit one. Gave me a little confidence, and then just seeing the ball go in for the first time is, you know, I've been getting in the gym shooting a bunch of extra shots, but it's nothing like making a shot in the game. So I've been struggling a little bit, but, you know, seeing the ball go in felt great, and then I got a little hot there, so that was awesome.
Michigan now 7-2 all time against the Cornhuskers, but the first time they've ever won in Lincoln. Welcome back to Inside Michigan Basketball with the head coach, John Beilein. Very important win because they, a year ago, had won 17 games at home. That was a school record, beating the teams like Kansas and so on and so forth. And in their barn this year, already had beaten the likes of Indiana. That was an important road win for you.
Yeah, it really was, Matt. We went into that game on a 2-day rest. You know, end up after we had just lost a game to Michigan State. So I was concerned about that game on short rest, long trip, and we came out and afraid from the get-go, except for like a 3 or 4 minute span. We played probably as good a basketball as we played all year. So I'm just pleased to get out of there. That was a good plane ride home with the day off the next day for everybody to just enjoy another road win.
You led start to finish. Your team has been tested in a number of different ways this year, but to be able to get out so early, they creeped to within one, and then you push right back. That showed you something about your club too, right?
No, really. Stu that we had got out so quickly, 9-2 or 9-0 or something, and then all of a sudden we started shooting probably threes a little bit early. And then all of a sudden we ended up, Stu Douglas silenced their run, and then we got away from it. And then the second half, Matt, was textbook basketball. We made all our reads. We really ran our offense as good as we can run it, and made a ton of shots because of it. But it wasn't as much the shooting; it was the type of shot we got. We really got high percentage looks.
We touched on it earlier in the show about Matt Vogrich. He went 3 for 4 from deep range in that game. 9 points, the most he had scored since playing Arkansas Pine Bluff when he scored 11. That was huge for his confidence. He's helped in a number of different ways defensively and so on and so forth, but he really needed the reps minute-wise and shooting-wise, didn't he?
Yeah, you know, once again, you have someone get into trouble or just have a bad day or whatever. Matt's been waiting to play for so long. He doesn't get a lot. I mean, try it sometime. Try to sit there for 10 minutes and go in and make a three-point shot, by the way, with somebody guarding the heck out of you. So it's not as easy as people think. And he just needed to experience it again. It's like a coach. When a coach loses a game, and I'm sure this is true with a lot of coaches, when you lose a game, you try to learn from it, but you wonder when your next game is going to go because you don't like it. You don't like the feeling. So it's almost the fear. It's the fear of missing. It's the fear of losing that just grows in you. And so he just needed to make one. I don't care how it went in, and it changed his whole mentality.
How do you keep guys in games when they're on the bench, wondering when they're going to get in because their shot's not falling, wondering about their confidence? How do you keep them enthralled in a game?
Well, you know, I try to visit with the bench as much as I can during the game, but I think that we got good enough kids with. I think they really understand what's going on in the game. They're educated by the game, and they just keep trying to look at the game. So if I get a chance when I go in there, and pretty much we know our roles right now, whether we're 6, 7, 8 deep in a game. They pretty much know their roles, and they got to be ready because they know they could get further down that bench if they're not ready. And then you got guys like Carlton Brundage, Colton Christian, that are just waiting for an opportunity to get in there if there's foul trouble, something like that.
No coach at any level in any sport watches as much film as John Beilein and his staff. He's got, 5 days now as you get ready for Ohio State invading Chrysler Center on Saturday. How much does that benefit your program? How much does it benefit you guys and your team?
Well, I think it'd be overrated. It's not like football where we will study Ohio for 5 straight days. We won't do it. We will end up going for 3 days. We will study Michigan for 3 days, and we will try to get rest, get better, right, lift weights, get our timing down, and then after Wednesday's day, which would be a typical game, Thursday and Friday, we will really focus on, the best way that we can have a successful game against Ohio.
And the way they do that is they rely on their scout team a lot. One of those scout players who will play William Buford or one of those Buckeyes will join us when we come back. He's a senior who doesn't get a lot of PT, but the positive mental attitude remains intact. You're watching Inside Michigan Basketball. Corey Person is one of 3 seniors on this club, and even though you haven't received the playing time that you desire when you first came here, you've kept a positive attitude. How's that been possible?
I just always try to put the team first. I don't think about myself a lot. I just try to think of every day, how can I make the team better? And I just try to propel us, you know, to the next level, and just think about, you know, how can we make the team better every day? How can we go to the next level? You know, I learned a lot, you know, from my freshman year.
Is it fun to, you know, obviously basketball is fun for you.
Yes.
Being here is fun for you, but I mean, you've really endeared yourself to your teammates as well.
Yes, it's a family. So, you know, it makes it a lot easier when it feels like you're helping out your brothers. You know, it's not like you're helping out a teammate, it's more like you're helping out family. So when you're thinking about family, it's easy to put yourself second. It's easy to do something else for your, it's easy to help out your family and not think too much about like you're hurting yourself.
You
so
know,
it just comes second nature.
You've also haven't been afraid to step in and say some things to your teammates when they need it.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think one of the key things for us is that we need a vocal leader. So sometimes I'm just out there trying to tell people what they may not see from the bench. Some of the things we might have practiced and we might have talked about in practice, or we might have been working on in a week. So I just try to remind the teams, and depending on the situation, what we need to do and the things that we need to focus on.
What is the coaching staff and your teammates, specifically your senior class, Zach Novak and Stu Douglas, what have they meant to you?
They mean the world to me. The relationship that I built with the staff and my teammates, I will forever endear in my heart for life, because I won't look back at this as 4 years with teammates. I would think of it as 4 years with my brothers. So forever in my heart with each one of those people in that locker room, wherever be in my heart, and will have a dear spot in my heart.
Takes a strong person to keep such a positive mental attitude that Corey Person has. It's the reason Michigan has been so successful so far this season. Stay with us. The women's story is next when we return. Welcome back to Inside Michigan Basketball. The women were in Lincoln February 9th to take on 13th ranked Nebraska, and the Wolverines delivered a shocking result to the Cornhuskers, who were held scoreless for 14 minutes of the first half and trailed 32-12 at the break. Michigan shot a sizzling 48% from the floor, 50% from beyond the long line, while Nebraska shot just 25% on their home floor. Carmen Reynolds led the way with 16 points for Michigan. Courtney Boylan followed with 14. Rachel Sheffer added 13, and Nia Jordan chipped in 11 and 10 boards. 63-52 Michigan with a massive road win over Nebraska. The Wolverines will host Iowa Thursday night. Nice win. It can be difficult as a freshman coming to a new campus, finding a rhythm with new teammates, a new coaching staff, while adjusting to social life and everything else. Anthony Polidano now has the story of one of Kevin Borseth's players who is dealing with that type of roller coaster, but finally finding her groove.
In her last home game against Michigan State, true freshman Nicole Elmblad came off the bench to log a season high in minutes, a career best 8 points, and was on the floor during crunch time.
Quick out, Elmblad for 3, yes.
The performance marked a resurgence of sorts for the star out of St. Ignace.
I said if Nicole got here, if she could get half as many free throws here as she got when she was in high school, she's going to be a really good player.
Elmblad led LaSalle High School to a state title her senior year, averaging almost 25 points a game while finishing second in the state's Miss Basketball voting. She was also her high school's valedictorian, so when the player who had already known all that success came to Michigan, she earned a start in her very first varsity game.
From St. Ignace, number 14, Nicole Elmblad.
It was just really an honor. I was, excited to see that Coach had the confidence in me to go out there, and I was just really honored that he, put me in there.
As a starter, though, Major Division I basketball proved to be quite an adjustment as her minutes began to dwindle and she found herself near the end of the bench.
They just told me to, keep playing hard, keep working, things are, might change, but just keep working hard.
It's hard on one's mental psyche sometimes to have to go through that where you have a starting spot, then you lose it and you come back. But Nicole is a competitor. She understands what team basketball is all about, and she just stuck to it, kept working hard, and clearly by the Michigan State game you can see her progress.
I think a lot had to do with just gaining more and more confidence out there, and just staying smart, playing smart.
Her performance against the Spartans showed a more confident player, one feeling more adjusted to college life both on and off the court. Cafeteria food notwithstanding.
It's not as good as mom's cooking, that's for sure. But you adjust. There's a lot of different options. But I'd rather go home and get some mom's food.
For Inside Michigan Basketball, I'm Anthony Polidano.
All right, Anthony, thanks. Continued success to her. Michigan has this entire week to get ready for Ohio State. The Wolverines are hoping to salvage a season series split with the Buckeyes. Next week on Inside Michigan Basketball, we'll talk with the head coach, John Beilein, and give you the wrap-up. Michigan, Ohio State, round 2. Until then, I'm Matt Shepard. Thanks for watching, and go Blue.